welcome to another episode of Power Hour presented by Wells Fargo. My name is Fidel Mienso, COO at the Midlands African Chamber, and I'll be your host today. This evening, we are here to discuss exclusive insights regarding the upcoming Pitch Black Conference and Business Expo taking place on June 27th at the Embassy Suites by Hilton, Omaha Downtown Old Market. Meet the 2025 Pitch Black finalists and gain key information on the finale. What is the Midlands African Chamber all about? The Midlands African Chamber is a membership-based organization that exists to enhance the robust African and African American business climate in Nebraska and across the Midwest. Our mission is to empower, connect, and champion minority businesses. The Pitch Black Conference and Business Expo will take place on Friday, June 27th at the Embassy Suite by Hilton, Omaha Downtown Old Market from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The theme for this year's 2025 Pitch Black Conference is Empowering Visions and Fueling Success. Attendees can purchase tickets to the Pitch Black Conference on our website by visiting www.wepitchblack.com. Tickets are currently $130 for members and $140 for non-members. The finalists are competing for up to $15,000 in prize money, along with legal, marketing, and accounting services, among others. Now let's get to the moment you've all been waiting for. Tonight, I have with me the 5 Pitch Black finalists. First to the stage, we have Destiny and Chantel with Give Me the Scoop. Next, we have Haji Salad with Patron Senior Living LLC. We then have Tiffany Gamble with Gamble Tech Firm. And Dr. Orlando Whitfield with Still Poppin' Gourmet Popcorn. Our fifth finalist is Basi Afia with Senso Studios. Hopefully he will be joining us soon. Now I'll have each one of you introduce yourselves and provide a brief overview of your business's mission and core values. Destiny and Chantal, do you want to go ahead first?
I'm Chantel Garris.
And I'm Destiny Atkins, owner of Gimme the Scoop, where we specialize in a handcrafted Italian ice that is dairy-free and vegan-friendly.
And our mission is to envision a thriving Omaha where community and connections are celebrated through our handcrafted Italian ice.
Very nice. Haji, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Haji Salad, and I'm the founder of Patron Senior Living, which is a non-medical home healthcare agency that started in October of 2024. Our mission is basically to help individuals who need in-home care services to stay independent as long as possible within their home. So happy to be here and share a little bit about my agency.
Awesome. Orlando.
Hi, my name is Orlando, and I'm the owner of Still Poppin' Gourmet Popcorn. The mission of our business is just to have enjoyable, fun, poppin' snacks full of flavor for our customers to enjoy.
Beautiful. Tiffany.
Hello, Tiffany Gamble, founder of Gamble Tech Firm. We are a workforce development program for Black women to enter into the tech industry. We empower and educate future Black technologists.
Awesome. Thank you all for your thoughtful and well-articulated introductions. Now let's dive right in. What inspired the vision behind your business? What challenges did you encounter during the early stages? And how has that vision evolved since you began your journey? I'm going to start with Tiffany.
Sure. Back in 2017, I had a dream about the disparities of our community as it pertains to the lack of 21st century skills. And also at that time, Hidden Figures, the movie came out, and it inspired me to solve a problem where Black women were not represented in the tech industry. And then the second part is, let me think. What was the second part of the question?
What challenges did you encounter during the early stages, and how has the vision evolved since you began your journey?
Sure. So challenges have been creating that awareness with our community on how important tech education is. During the pandemic, it really shown how important tech education is to our community, and it really shined a light on the disparities of tech. And then it hasn't changed since then. It has really evolved. Now more people understand STEAM, what that really means, how important it is for our educational system.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Orlando.
What inspired my business is I learned to cook popcorn from my grandmother when I was about 10 years old. And about 30 years later, I was in a meeting and someone was like, "We don't have any popcorn shops in North Omaha." And I'm like, "I know how to make popcorn." And literally, it just made me think like, we can have the same businesses that are in other parts of town in Omaha. And we can also show that businesses can be created and thrive in our community. So I was really empowered to start a business in our community just so that we can show other people that it's done and then be successful and empower others.
Awesome. That's beautiful. Destiny, have you guys gone already?
No.
Go ahead.
So what inspired me with this business is quite a few things. My family. I wanted to bring something new to Omaha. Italian ice is not something that you can find in the Midwest. It's very popular in the East Coast, but not in the Midwest at all. So I wanted to offer something that was safe for most dietary restrictions and something that was new. I think my biggest challenge actually was introducing something new. Most people think that we're snow cones or we're shaved ice or just something along those lines. And then when they try our product, it just blows their mind. But the challenge was getting people to try it. I think people were like, "Oh, no, it's just ice cream." And then when they try it, we have them hooked. But people are kind of stuck and they think that everything is ice cream, and it's just introducing something new. That was the biggest challenge, but it's growing so beautifully.
That is awesome. How has your vision evolved since you began your journey?
It's
Let me take this one.
Yep, you go.
Okay, I think the biggest division is when we started on mobile food trailer. So now that we've grown and we've done that for a few years, our envision grown to add a brick and mortar, which we opened 3 weeks ago.
Awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Haji.
Yeah, so what inspired me to start a home healthcare agency, I think, has always been my passion for wanting to help people and working with people. I studied social work and sociology in college, and I've been, working in the community as a caseworker, and also I've been a foster parent for the past 2 years. I've always been passionate about serving my community and working with people, and I've always been a huge entrepreneur at heart. And this opportunity just kind of came to me, and I've always liked working with people, and so I just decided to take it. And so I'm not really from the healthcare industry, so that's one of the challenges that I've been facing. But I've always been a learner first, so it's been just a lot of learning, a lot of figuring out like how does the health industry work, how can I reach out to the clients that I'm seeking, and so it's been a long journey, but I've enjoyed it all, and I just enjoy helping people. That's one of the main reasons why I started the home healthcare agency.
That is awesome. Thank you. One key theme I'm seeing across all of your responses here is community. How do we help our community? How do we empower our community? And what are those things that we can do so that together we can all be a stronger community? So I am enjoying that. I'm loving that. Kudos to you guys for all that you're doing. My next question now is, how do you keep that vision front and center as you scale your business? I'm going to ask Orlando to start with this one.
You know, I think I've been really careful in the way that I grow and scale my business because everything that we do is made in small batches and handmade. And it's really important for me to grow and scale, but to also not mess up with the quality or the integrity of my product. Um, so, what's this? I'm sorry, I missed that second half of the question.
You're fine. The question was, how do you keep your vision
Oh, the
front and
vision.
center as you scale? Yes.
Well, our vision is really just to have a great company that is impacting generations, and so we always have to stick to the why we're doing it, and that's how we keep our vision front and center, just focusing on the why we're doing it.
Awesome. Tiffany?
For me, it's seeing the success of women that have gone through my program. We had a contract with Metro, and we were able to enlist over 100 students in that program in 2 years. So that's what keeps me front and center when things get hard. I can go back and see the success stories of the women that have graduated, that have moved on and got more certifications and even landed tech jobs. So for me, it's making that small impact, which is big with serving the client.
Awesome. Destiny or Chantel?
I think for us is the fact that we were founded in family. We're founded in support. We work in honor of our grandmother, and that has made it. Whereas we wanted to make a product that not only she could be proud of, but that we and our customers could be proud of. So it's about making sure that we treat everyone as family and making sure when they come in there, they get the same thing every time.
Awesome. Haji?
I think the way we keep that vision going as we scale is just focusing on building relationships. I think that's one of the things that I always remind the individuals that I'm working with is when we're working with other people's families inside their homes, they're looking for us to build a relationship with their loved ones, also take care of them. And so as long as remember that we're going to be here for them and we're going to try to communicate with them and build that relationship. As long as we keep that front and center, I think things will continue to be better as we scale.
That is awesome. I love what all of you have to say, from building relationships or to keeping integrity of your product, to your success stories, and to everything that is just helping you guys succeed. It's very inspiring. But all these things are key things that are very important when it comes to having a business, right? So I'm glad that one way or another you all have a common theme and you know what you need in order to take your business to the next level. So that is excellent, and of course being true to yourself also in the process, right?
For sure.
Our next question here is, how do you differentiate your product or services from your competitors in the market? I think I'll start this one with Destiny.
Okay, I would say because it's um ours isn't really hard because like I said, it's not easy to find Italian ice anywhere here. Um so that itself really helps us introducing something new. So I think is we really, and I'm grateful to say we really don't have that problem because we have something new that you really just can't find here.
Awesome. Um, Haji?
Yeah, I think one of the ways that we try to differentiate ourselves, and one of the things that I've been trying to focus on, is providing advocacy services for the individuals that we work with. I feel like a lot of the seniors are like overlooked once they, tend to retire. People don't focus on them, and they just kind of left behind. And so we have a community health worker that, works with some of our seniors that need help outside of in-home healthcare services, whether it's like financial assistance or whether it is, finding other sort of assistance. I've been trying to focus on trying to, try to work on providing them those things and also doing it for free. We don't charge them for the community health worker services. So that's one of the things I've been trying to focus on is how can we try to advocate for those seniors outside of in-home healthcare.
Awesome. Tiffany?
For us, we are culturally relevant. We provide career tools for Black women. It's built by Black women for Black women, and there's not a mentorship app for Black women in tech. Period. There's groups, but there's not a mobile app, and the mentorship apps for tech are really of other nationalities is what I'll say. They don't cater to Black women needs in tech, especially with the different barriers that we have going in and staying into tech. So we really try to address that and make sure that it's a very safe space for Black women to be in.
Awesome. Orlando?
Well, I believe what makes us different is just the way that we produce our popcorn. A lot of popcorn companies, they use mixes where you just kind of add water to this powdery mix, and that's how they make their caramel popcorn, or they use big caramelizer machines. And so often their caramel is hard, and ours has a different texture to it because it's made in small batches and it's handmade, and we don't use any of those commercialized equipment to produce our product. And I believe that's what makes our product stand out, and also our connection to community.
Awesome. That is excellent. It's good that you all know what sets you apart and what makes you unique in your industry because that's very key because there are so many different, for instance, home healthcare services. There are so many places you can go to either get ice cream or frozen yogurt or something sweet, right? And also there are so many people who sell popcorn and there are other, industries out there that are in tech. But just knowing what your niche is and what you're good at and what sets you apart is one of the key things in actually having a successful business. So I'm glad you guys know that, and you are definitely going to just continue to stand on that and not lose, faith in where you start and what you started and where you came from and what is really true to you, right? So that is excellent. Now, let's go to some of your successes. Can you share any recent success or milestone your business has achieved since you've been in existence? Anyone can take this.
I think the big one for us is that we started, well, it's of course open in the brick and mortar, as well as we added more events. Like for the first time, we did junk stock, and then we already do so many of our local events in town. But we've definitely grown over the years to do more and more, and just to be more involved in our community.
That's awesome. Orlando?
I feel like we've had some really pivotal moments with our business. We had a fundraiser that the entire school used our popcorn for a fundraiser, and they sold over $20,000 worth of popcorn. So our fundraising program is really amazing. We were also recently accepted to the Goldman Sachs cohort, which has given us a lot of information on just how to grow and scale our business. I will piggyback on Give Me a Scoop. We've added a lot more events this year. We'll be doing both farmers markets this year, Saturdays and Sundays, and a lot of community events. So we're really excited about our growth and the future of our business. Oh, and also we'll be launching our subscription box service.
Awesome. Awesome. That's exciting. Tiffany?
We have grown by leaps and bounds since we've started. We're a graduate of Goldman Sachs, which is phenomenal. Congratulations, Orlando. It's Orlando. It's amazing. It's magical there. We've gotten more contracts. We've had repetitive contracts so far. We're getting more coverage in the community. More people are reaching out to us for STEM training and workshops. So I'm excited for this year. We relaunched our website and we have new trainings and certifications, and we're going to have more in the coming months.
Awesome. Haji?
Yeah, we've had a ton of successes here too. I think one of the biggest things for me is just focusing on like how can we advocate. Obviously I want to provide home healthcare services, but what other ways can we try to reach individuals that are need more help? And so with my community health worker, we've been able to reach out to a couple people who have been able to connect with other community resources, to get assistance within the community. And so I think that's one of the main things that I've been focusing on. And so we've been doing some great things and just a lot of great things coming up as well.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you all for sharing your success stories. It inspires me and it also encourages me to keep doing what we're doing here at the Midlands African Chamber. Also, just knowing that we have so many of our members who have been part of the Goldman Sachs program and graduated from that. I couldn't be more proud. When Karen and I were seeing your photos and posts on social media, we were like, yeah, that's where our members go. So it's just very encouraging to just know that what we're doing does not just stay here in Nebraska, but you guys are able to go ahead and beyond and do other things so other people know about you and your businesses. So that is awesome. Um, let's dive right into the next question. How can you share a pivotal moment you have overcome, a major challenge that threatened your mission, and what did you learn from that?
I can
I can
go.
go.
Oh,
Okay.
go ahead.
I love this. Everybody at once.
I can go real quick. So I had a 2-year contract with a big organization, and we got ready to renew the contract, and it was for 4 more years, and they said, "Oh no, we can't renew it." I was crushed because I was on a roll, I was on a high, and they said we just can't renew it. I said, okay. So that right there was a pivotal moment for me because then I had to really just start not really from ground zero, but I had to figure out what the next step was. You know, I was depending on that contract. I'm like, okay, now we have longevity, and it crushed. But I was able to pivot and actually grow beyond that. You know, we were only offering one certification, and now we have a suite of certifications throughout that growth period. But it was crushing to know that we had lost that contract. Um, but we moved on. We just had to pivot and figure it out. What was the next step? And it was greater after that.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Tiffany. Orlando?
I would say that a pivotal moment for us was during the pandemic. Events and foot traffic, they literally disappeared overnight. So that forced us to reimagine how we engage with our customers. We had to start selling things online, and it just really reminded us that, agility is great, and but you have to be, agility and creativity is just as important as grit. And so sometimes you got to let go of the old way you are doing things to make way and trust the new process. So we really had to shift online, and that actually grew another revenue stream for our business.
Awesome. Destiny and Chantel?
So my moment, I would say, would be in the beginning. When I started Give Me the Scoop, I just wanted to jump out there and have it all together. And I hired someone to do my LLC and my EIN, thinking that they knew what they were doing without doing my research. And I learned the hard way that it is very important to know who you're working with and make sure that they're um, certified to do what they're doing. Because I had to go back and do everything all over again. I mean, everything was done incorrectly. And I think even though that was a couple of years ago, now I am very um, just mindful about who I work with, make sure that I'm reading things over, making sure that I'm working with people that are certified to be doing what they're doing, because this is, like Tiffany said, that broke me down. I was just trying to move fast and everything was wrong, and I just remember beating myself up about it. And that would just be the hardest thing. But I did get everything corrected and everything is right now. But I learned it taught me a lot.
Absolutely. Najee, how about you?
One pivotal moment for me was, applying for Medicaid so my agency can become a Medicaid provider for those individuals that can't afford to pay out of pocket. That was very challenging, and it was almost like a 2 to 3 month process of just like back and forth, filling out paperwork and trying to reach out to people. And so that was really, really stressful. But, I knew that I need to get that done because there are individuals who just simply can't afford to pay for home care out of their pockets. And I wanted to be able to serve those individuals. So that was kind of a really tough moment for me, but we're able to get past it, and now we're approved. And also, I also try to help some of the individuals that need assistance applying for Medicaid waivers, the 80 waivers. I helped them out as well. So that was one of the challenging moments, but I'm glad we were able to overcome that.
That is awesome. Thank you all for sharing these experiences with us because as a business owner, there are ups and downs, right? And just being able to pick up and get up and start all over again. Doesn't matter if you fall 7 times or 10 times, but just being able to have that strength to get back up again and to turn things around and continue succeeding. That's what shows, how much of a business owner you are, because a lot of people start businesses, but not all of them, make it past the first year. So kudos to you guys. I'm proud of you. Continue doing what you're doing and just know that we're here to support you.
Thank you.
Yeah. In what ways have your personal identity or lived experiences shaped your approach to entrepreneurship and leadership?
I can share. I can go first.
Go ahead.
So I came to the United States as a refugee in 2004, and so one of the biggest things that I look at is I'm also the second oldest of 15 siblings, and so like my siblings look up to me, and like my parents, I feel like brought me down here for a reason, is to be successful and to have a better future for myself. And so most of the time when I'm looking to do stuff or trying to build something, I look at my siblings, I look at my parents and all the things that they've done for me. And so that just kind of motivates me to keep going. Also, that motivates other individuals who are kind of like me, want to be entrepreneurs and want to do great things. And I just, kind of helps me to keep going, knowing that, I have people that support me and I have people that look up to me.
Awesome. Destiny or Chantel?
I think for us, it'd be, again, it goes back to family. Our dad is an entrepreneur as well. And we all, as you guys have seen, that we pull together when it comes to something. And our business model is based on, hey, how can we do this? If there's something going on, we improve it together as a family. We work together. And it's been probably our biggest strength.
Awesome. Alanda?
Destiny Chantal, I think we related because my dad was an entrepreneur too.
I
I
love
was,
that.
you know what? I just kind of feel like there were spaces that weren't always open to minority business owners, right? And I do believe that navigating those spaces have been challenging. So, my approach to this has been to be inviting and helpful to other entrepreneurs. And there's a lot of narratives around the fact that, we don't support our own businesses or our businesses don't thrive or they can't survive. But that hasn't been my experience. My experience has been the opposite. So for me, as a leader, I try to make sure that I share information, I share knowledge, I share experiences so that other businesses know that they can survive and they can also thrive.
Awesome. Tiffany?
For me, this is so personal. It's about legacy for me. Um, I'm the first in so many things in my family. I'm the only child, on my dad's side, so it's so important for me to keep legacy at the front, of my mind, and also just all the women and girls that are coming after me. We are so unrepresented in the tech space. It's crazy. Just 3% of us are in this space. So I'm doing it for them and for the girls and women that are coming after me. This is my purpose. I know, why I was born. It's to do this work. So this is all I have. This is the only thing that I want to do. This is my livelihood. And I want to leave a legacy for my family. I'm always talking about entrepreneurship with my family now, especially with my children. I want to show them that you don't have to work for someone, that you can create your own space and that it can be successful. So that's what's important to me. I'll never quit. I've wanted to so many times or go back into the corporate world, but there's no space for me there. So I have to keep going until I succeed. So that it's really shaped me because I just really don't have a choice. Even when I feel like giving up, there is just no choice to give up.
That part, we cannot give up. We have to continue going no
Yes.
matter how tough the road may seem, how dark it may be sometimes, but yeah, just being able to just keep on having hope and keep on, giving your all until you succeed. That is definitely great. I love, all of your responses from your support system, your family, your previous family members being entrepreneurs, which also has inspired you and motivated you to be an entrepreneur today. Whether it's shared experiences, legacy, all those things are great things because we all come from somewhere, right? And our roots are how we identify ourselves. And just like Tiffany said, there are so many other black and brown girls out there. You want to be able to be a role model to them when they see you doing things, when they see, other people that look like them, creating and having successful businesses. It gives them hope that they can do it too. So we have to be able to set those examples, for others that look like us so that we can all continue to succeed as a community. Thank you all for those great responses. What advice would you give to other Black entrepreneurs who are in the early stages of building their businesses but maybe struggling to see their vision come to pass?
I
Oh,
think the first thing I would do is tell them not to give up. I think because unfortunately, when you are black or brown, there's a lot more doors that are closed in your face. There's a lot more people who are not willing to listen to you. So at some point, you have to pave your own way and you have to be not afraid to step outside of the status quo.
Destiny, do you have
Um,
anything to add?
yeah, I would say the same thing. Never give up, and don't ever. I never thought I would be a business owner. I thought I would be in law somewhere, but following your dreams, because it was so many times people were like, you just want to do ice cream. Like this is what I love. This is what I love, and it's not ice cream, but this is what I love. And I love being able to, I never thought it would grow like this. You just got to keep going. Like my sister said, just keep going and don't let nobody tell you your dreams are too small, because none of our dreams are the same. But as long as you keep on dreaming and you keep on working hard, there's nothing you can't do. And I shock myself sometimes. So yeah, that would be it for me. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Even when it gets hard, keep going.
Awesome. So, Haji?
Yeah, I would just say the journey and like all the failures and all the struggles that you're going through right now, I feel like that's part of the dream. Like you should enjoy the moments where you're up late nights working on your business, working a second job while you're doing your business. I think all of that is part of the journey. You shouldn't wait till you're successful to be like, oh, this is the dream. You should be saying, I'm living the dream right now, and that's part of the moment. So I continue to remind myself, like when I'm going through rough times or tough times, and I feel like things are just not going my way. Like this is the dream. This is what it takes in order to get to where I'm going. And so I continuously remind myself that. And I always say, just thinking like, 5-year increments, like where will you be? I can just continue to keep working, keep grinding every single day. Where will you be at 5 years, 10 years from now? And so that's just kind of what kind of advice I would give to anybody who's, struggling in their business and they're trying to build something for themselves for their future.
Awesome. Alanda?
I would say that quitting is easy, right? It's easy just to walk away, but you don't quit. Just stay consistent, even when you're uncertain. Don't stop. Don't quit. The vision was given to you for a reason. The conditions will never be perfect, so don't wait for the perfect opportunity to start. Just keep going. I would say seek mentors. Learning never stops, so you have to be a continuous learner, because the world is continuously evolving. Surround yourself with community. I feel like because I have a business bestie and a community of entrepreneurs that I can go to when I have questions or need help or feeling overwhelmed. I believe that is the indicating factor that's really helped me to make it this far.
Awesome. Tiffany?
I would say allow yourself to grow. You're going to get stretched to capacity, and then you're going to get stretched some more. So know that going into entrepreneurship, it's not an easy road, and it's going to stretch you personally. And also have a support system. Have even there's
Did
We
she?
lost somebody.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we lost her. Tiffany, are you still there? Maybe she's having connection issues. Hopefully she'll come back. But just hearing everything that you all have to say, it's great, it's encouraging, we've all have dealt with something, some issues, some challenges one way or another. And just I'm sure other people who may be watching this, other business owners or other future entrepreneurs who may be watching this and are listening to your stories, I'm sure they're also being encouraged and being inspired. So don't ever stop sharing your story, because it's going to encourage someone, it's going to inspire someone, it's going to help someone get out of their comfort zone and do something that they have been dreaming for so long that they thought they could never do. So continue doing what you're doing. I'm inspired, and I'm encouraged. I have my own business too, and I have challenges. So I know exactly where you guys are coming from. It is a community. I'm glad that we all have this community where we can actually support each other and be there for one another. So that is the one thing. Yes, we need to do more things in unity. We need to continue to just promote each other. And that's one thing for me. If someone reaches out to me and asks me for a service that I provide and I'm not available, like it's easy for me to just refer them to someone else who provides the same service. Because I believe there's so much out there for all of us. Everybody will get something. You cannot do everything all by yourself. So as you give, you're able to receive more. So that's my own belief. So I'm glad that we're all doing the things that we're doing in the community, and we have our shared experiences that we can impart on others to also help them break that boundary and just go for what they want to do. Tiffany, we lost you earlier. Did you want to continue sharing what you were sharing?
Oh, I would say just get a support system around you. They don't have to be in the same industry as you, or even be an entrepreneur, but someone that believes in your vision. That is critical to have that support. You don't want to be on an island by yourself. Get into networking groups as well. There's more similarities to our struggles and differences as entrepreneurs. So just don't stay alone. You know, and like I said before, making sure that you're opening up to yourself to grow, to even be audacious, you know, in your vision. So
Excellent, excellent. Well, getting there slowly but surely. We have already gone past half the time we have to spend on here, but I have a few questions for you guys. Looking ahead, what are your long-term goals and vision for the future of your business? I'll start with Haji.
I think one of my long-term goals is to eventually open. Did we lose her?
Uh-oh.
I'm here. Everything is good.
Yeah, one of my long-term goals is to eventually open a senior facility. So that way seniors can come and like join and have activities, play bingo. I thought, that idea is always something that I want to do in the future. Like I said, I've always been passionate about doing something like that. And also I want to be able to work with individuals who have developmental disabilities. That's an industry that I've been in for a very, very long time, especially working in foster care for the past couple of years now. And so I've always been passionate about working with the youth and working with individuals who are like underserved, overlooked. And so that's what I've been really passionate about. Hopefully, I want to be able to serve those individuals as well.
Awesome. Tiffany?
I want to open up a workforce development center or a vocational school for the tech industry. So I don't think I can just cater to women in that space, but I'm open. But I do want to open up a vocational school for tech.
Awesome. Orlando?
Well, we want Still Poppin' to be a household name. We want everybody. Popcorn is a $1 billion industry. People love popcorn, and we want people to love Still Poppin' gourmet popcorn. Our goal is eventually to open up a production plant where we are employing people in our community and paying them livable wages.
Awesome. Destin and Chantal?
Our future goal is to be able to have offer pints. I would love to be able to, for people to come in and be able to grab a pint and take home, or possibly even put this in bakeries or coffee shops. I want it to be more accessible to people to be able to take home, and that's my future goal.
Awesome. Awesome. With the pitch black competition just being about 5 weeks away, what do you guys have to share with our audience today? And to anybody who may be coming or who may be interested in coming to the pitch black competition, what do you have to share with them?
I would say that be excited. Some of the information that has been shared with us about the panelists and the speakers, it sounds really exciting. I probably like geek out for conferences and stuff like that, so I might be the exception, but I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited to, hear the pitches from the other contestants. Like we didn't get to hear or, know much about the pitches, along this way. So I'm really excited just to support everyone and just to hear their whys. So yeah, I would say make sure you get your ticket because it might sell out, and make sure you stop by and get to know all of us so that you can just support our businesses and help us to grow.
Awesome.
I would say
Destin?
come get inspired. Like I love sitting in a room with other people that have goals and dreams, or other business owners. Even before I was where I am, like just listening to people, and my heart would start pumping. Just listening to other people follow their dreams and goals, and I would just say come get inspired, because I am. Even being a business owner myself, I get inspired by all of you and other business owners that I've met, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So come, please come.
Tiffany?
Well, I love everything black, blackety black, black, black. Okay. So any chance we get to support us and it's by us, for us, it's a beautiful thing, So please come support, as black entrepreneurs, black founders. We're not we're not always celebrated in spaces, so just to be celebrated and be inspired, and it's for us is an honor. So please come get your ticket. I'm excited to hear everyone's pitch. We all are winners, but I'm just excited to be around anything Black. We are Black excellence, and I just want to support that.
Give me
Awesome.
some, Tiffany. I
Love,
love that.
I
love
mean,
it.
with everything that's going around now, with DEI, I mean, it's more critical for us to really celebrate ourselves and uplift each other,
For
more
sure.
than ever now. So I'm excited about it.
Us too.
Haji?
Yeah, I think Tiffany said it all, man. Like, just come support your Black people, Black excellence. And I'm just super excited to hear all of your pitches. You guys all have amazing businesses, and I know you all are going to do well. So I'm just super excited to meet everyone and just super excited. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. I'm just super happy to be part of it as well.
Okay, thank you. Well, we have Basi with us, Basi Afia with Senso Studios. Basi, I'm glad that you are able to join us. So you're going to have your opportunity now to share a little bit. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and provide an overview of your business mission and core values.
Yeah, yeah. So my name is Basi. I am the owner of Senso Studios. It's Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota's first Black comic book publisher. So we travel around the Midwest, bringing authentic representation to science and fantasy with our comic books and graphic novels. Um, and so we we do a lot more than that too. I mean, I go and give presentations at schools and after school programs, libraries. Uh, it's all kinds of stuff. Anywhere where I can kind of get in and do some storytelling or plug in youth with something, or even I was in the National Guard for a little while. So if there's anything veteran related that I get into, there's a lot of things that we do. Um, but it's really a platform. Our mission kind of is to just create a platform for Black creatives to come and be able to make money off of the stuff that they like to do. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so many different things that we aspire to be able to get to, um, and we've been doing pretty well so far. I'm on year number 4, um, and I think probably on the horizon we have some animation stuff coming. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
All right, thank you for sharing that. We've all gone through all the questions that, and everybody has provided, insights. So it's just going to be you for the next 5 minutes. So let's go. My next question to you is: what inspired the vision behind your business, and what challenges did you encounter during the early stages of your business, and how has that vision evolved since you began your journey?
Um, Man, so it's really trying to hone in on what is a Black comic book, like what is Black storytelling. Because if it's like, does Black Panther count as a Black comic book like that? It's a Black character, but it's owned by Marvel. Like, the money's not going back into the Black community. Or is it just a story that's owned by a Black creator? Or is it what? So kind of just having those types of conversations and honing in on what that is for us at Sensible Studios, and how we want to define that, and how it's just how we navigate that with the different creatives, and just kind of the brand that we are building out, and what type of content people can expect to be coming video. And so that's an ever evolving conversation. We do have a pretty solid understanding that we can move forward with, but that conversation is always being had. And I mean, tons of challenges, just like anybody else. The first thing just out the gate was getting people to understand that comic books is not just for kids. Like, this is something that anybody up to age 60 and probably beyond um, has some type of connection to, whether I have a lot of different people come to my tables and stuff when I'm at events, and they'll say anything from oh man, I love comic books, I don't know what this is but I want to check it out, or hey, I don't comics but I see what you're doing and I love that you're bringing representation, so I'm going to support, and just all kinds of stuff like that. So um, that challenge has kind of been conquered a bit, and I can tell that because most of my fans are adults. So, but definitely all family friendly stuff too. Though I know a lot of the customers get stuff for like their nephews or something. But yeah. So it's a pretty cool community that we have to be able to bring this out of that idea that certain things are for kids, like video games, comic books, like all this stuff, like storytelling. Throughout all of history, humanity has had storytelling at the center of its existence, and it was people of all ages doing that, of all different professions, of all different cultures. So yeah.
Awesome. How do you keep that vision front and center as you scale your business?
Really just seeing how either a comic book or a Black narrative fits into a new space, or seeing where, hey, there's a Black creative over here, or seeing wherever there's overlap and kind of lining it up on, like, if you imagine two pieces of paper and you hold it up to the light and you can kind of see through them, like just seeing where those like a Venn diagram, seeing where those circles kind of overlap each other to know where, all right, if we're going to expand this thing over here, is there actually people that are being serviced there? Is there creatives that can be that can be brought into the limelight in this space? Do we want to do coloring books? Do we want to do this? So there's a lot of different things like that we have ambitions for, and the challenge is really just gauging if people actually want that, if it's something that we have the capacity for, things like that. But we have a good team. My logistics officer, Miranda, she, helps me kind of keep my head on straight when I'm coming up with all these crazy ideas. My publishing officer, Kristen, she, kind of does the same thing, just in a different lane a little bit. But so, we all come together and talk about these things at our meetings, and yeah. So it's definitely an interesting process, but particularly as we're scaling and growing, it's something that we keep our eyes on all the time.
Awesome. How do you differentiate your product or services from competitors in the market?
Oh yeah. So first off, I mean, 3 of the states in the area that I service don't have anybody else. So the service area is one thing, but from the other ones that are in the Midwest, the other Black comic creators, it's usually genre. There's a lot of historical fiction or fantasy or just straight up like Japanese manga style stuff or superhero stuff. And I mainly do a sci-fi military kind of approach, with some philosophical, some sprinkle of philosophical conversation on it as well. So I definitely think genre and like the actual storytelling style is what sets us apart.
Awesome. Can you share any recent successes or milestones your business has achieved recently?
Yeah, actually, I was at there was a Black and Brown Business Summit that Athene did here in Des Moines, and I got second place in that, and that was with people from across the country. But then also the audience voted for an award to be given to one of the contestants, and so that was it was the Catalyst Award from Principal Financial, and they voted for me to get that. So I got an award from Principal. I got second place in that. I have a partnership with a professional race car driver, and we continue to do things and try to evolve our partnership to be able to reach new horizons and do cool things. So a lot of new things coming from that, and that's actually with that partnership we put out a graphic novel together that we are working to get animated into a movie. So that has a lot of bureaucracy in it, and so it's taken a while, but progress has been made. And so just things in the background that I count as wins, and then as well as the stuff that people see, like awards and stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably it.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that award that you've gotten recently.
Thank you.
Yeah. In what ways have your personal identity or lived experiences shaped your approach to entrepreneurship and leadership?
My personality.
Your personal identity.
Oh, my personal identity. So, I mean, I don't think I've thought about this in a while, just because I went through this kind of self-seeking thing in high school. So it's about a decade ago. And I'm bicultural. So my mom's white, my dad's black. And I had a whole lifetime of like learning how to navigate that, what that means. And my dad was very Afrocentric. He was a history major. So I grew up like going over flashcards about Marcus Garvey and George Washington Carver and, Booker T. Washington, like all the black historical figures. And then that really kind of, long story short, got me on track of like just being identifying with being black and understanding what that is, and for me and how I navigated in my life, and so all of that kind of rolled into my creative side in that I didn't see people or I didn't see characters that looked like me, that did things, had things that I identified with or resembled what I experienced in life. And so that's really at the crux of my decision to start the company, to make the books that I make, to make it a point to have all black characters, to dive into figures like Mansa Musa and Jomo Kenyatta and Pharaoh Taharka, and like all these other people from across Pan-African history, just because that's the journey that I went on to truly discover my roots and my ancestry and all those things. And I think that when people know their history and where they come from, it empowers them. And so that's kind of one of the other things about my company too, is that it just is offering an alternative. Actually, it's not the alternative, it's the normal understanding what Black identity is, but it seems alternative because in the mainstream we are portrayed as criminals or slaves or whatever. So all that stuff in my personal history, my identity, all that is very integrated in the fundamentals of the story of the company.
That is awesome. Well, I'm glad you are able to join us to share a little bit about your background, your business, and your vision, for everything that you're doing. So I am so happy. We're almost at the end. I'm here. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to witness all of you guys' accomplishments. I'm excited about Pitch Black coming up in, about 5-6 weeks. Now, I would like to just share some other exciting things that we have planned for our guests at the Pitch Black conference. My first one is the Consulting Corner, which offers attendees a valuable opportunity to engage in one-on-one consultations with trusted service providers, including bankers, accountants, and other key resource professionals from our community. These personalized sections are designed to provide practical guidance and insights to support your business or professional goals. Attendees are encouraged to register for a consultation through the event website when purchasing their tickets, as availability will be limited. Attendees will also have the opportunity to receive a complimentary professional headshot, ideal for use on business profiles, websites, and professional materials. This service is offered at no cost as part of your event experience. Before we conclude, I would like to take a moment to go over some of our upcoming events at the Midlands African Chamber. Our Contractors Connect Luncheon, hosted by MCL Constructions, will be held next Thursday, May 22nd at MCL Constructions, located at 14558 Portal Circle, La Vista, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we also have our Mission and Meals Luncheon, which is an exclusive event for nonprofit members of the Midlands African Chamber, which will be held on Wednesday, May 21st at the MAC office here, located at 7930 Blondo Street. We are honored to welcome Beth Morissette, who is the CEO of Parley Consulting, as our featured guest and speaker. She will lead a practical and engaging session on strategic planning and organizational development, offering actionable tools and insights to help nonprofits grow, engage stakeholders, and manage change efficiently. The MAC and the MAC Foundation invites you to participate in our scholarship drive to help empower the next generation of change makers. Every dollar you donate will be matched up to $5,000 thanks to the generous support of Blend and Associates. Your contribution goes twice as far in making education more accessible for deserving students. Donate today and double your impact. The Ubuntu Mixer will be held on Thursday, June 26th at the Embassy Suites by Hilton, downtown Old Market, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is an opportunity for everyone to meet our keynote speakers and our partners of the 2025 Pitch Black Conference and Business Expo. Mm-hmm. The nominations for our 2025 MAC Foundation Gratitude Awards are open now through July 31st. Please nominate any individual or community leaders who have made an impact in our community. Please visit www.fundmac.org. Our next Power Hour is scheduled for Thursday, June 19th at 5:30 p.m., hosted by me, of course. Please visit our website, www.wepitchblack.com, to purchase your conference tickets for Pitch Black. Make sure you get them before sales end on June 6th. Stay connected with us through our website and our social media platforms for updates on these and other events. Your participations, of course, help us to build a stronger and more vibrant community. I would like to thank each and every one of you again for joining me today. Your passion, innovation, and commitment to excellence are truly inspiring. We look forward to seeing you shine bright at Pitch Black Conference and watching your ventures grow beyond the competition. Best of luck to each one of you, and we'll see you on the big stage soon.
Thank you.
To our audience, thank you for joining us for this Power Hour Business Development Virtual Live Series, proudly presented by Wells Fargo. We hope you have found this discussion as enlightening as we did. If you have any further questions, please, and you need more information about the Chamber, please visit our website at www.MidlandsAfricanChamber.com or contact us directly at the office. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event. Thank you and goodbye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right.